Hello and welcome to part 2 of my series, JoJo's stand abilities in Minecraft. A few people were asking me for how to do these commands, and I thought it might be a good idea to give an explanation. It's basically, I've gotten rid of the dogs. Of course, they're pretty easy to do. I'll leave links in the description to summon command generators, so you can set that up yourself if you'd like to. But the system I had before was making basically a mob that did nothing ride an invincible dog that was automatically belonged to me. But that was just kind of tedious, and you'd have to set up like a teleportation loop that really just didn't make it feel any more fun. So I ended up just deciding to turn it into just doing abilities, but it is still quite fun to do, I guess. Let's see. How it works is, well, very basically, for a lot of these, your best friend in making JoJo's stand ability commands, or just any sort of ability commands, is the execute command. You want to execute at whatever entity you would like the command to happen at, then run whatever you would like to run. So this can either be to detect when an entity starts existing, or where an entity is. Example of this, if I grab an egg for 20th Century Boy and I set it up, I have all these disabled because, there's multiple people who use these. So if I have activate 20th Century Boy, I hit this, basically what'll happen now, I'm just going to toss this, if I use activate 20th Century Boy, what happens is this series of command blocks recognizes that the entity named Activate 20th Century Boy has begun existing, and then does execute at entity named Activate 20th Century Boy, and then it does every effect under that command. And then if I do the egg deactivate 20th Century Boy, it does the opposite. So now and so this execute at command gives, the first thing it does is it figures out when the creature exists and then does the effects. But what it also does is it decides how to figure out where the particle effects are by doing run or execute at. It makes the command take place where it happens. So even if I'm really far from the command block, if I'm all the way over here, if I place this down, the particle effects still happen on it. Now I can break this. This is just one example. If we go over to something like, there's more simple stands than this is 20th Century Boy, so basically when it sees the thing, obviously resistance, slowness, levitation. If you get a high enough level of levitation, it sticks you to the ground instead of making you fly. Then some particle effects, weakness, and then it gives you the other egg, and then it kills the first egg, or the first creature. So basically this whole thing is, sees when the creature exists, does an effect, does an effect, does an effect, does particles, does an effect. Then this one gives you the ability to deactivate it. Then this one kills the one that activated it, so that this doesn't run infinitely, it just runs that one loop. Then, if we go over here to deactivate, whenever it sees the creature named deactivate, it simply clears the effects for me. And then this one makes the squids invisible, so that they're not super obvious when they die. And then this one makes sure that whenever there is the creature deactivate 20th Century Boy, it replaces that one place in my inventory with another egg, with, of course, display name. Again, command generators, at least some that I found useful, will be in the description, but it's very easy if I somehow miss any, or if there's other things you want to do. There's various things that you can find just on Google. Anyways, we have other things that might be more simple, such as Speed King. This one isn't a very deep stand. I probably could have made it more elaborate, but this is literally just, it gives me fire resistance, and it fills the area around me with fire that replaces the air. And then this command loop right here replaces the fire around me with air. So it replaces the air with fire, and the fire with air, so it basically just burns everything that's nearby me. And then, you know, fire aspects stick, because why not? These are mostly designed just for fun PvP with friends, so that's why some of these are more simple. This is Killer Queen. What this one does is, well, it's a very similar concept of when egg placed, do cool thing. So when it detects something called first bomb, and a creeper that basically has it's already primed to explode, and explodes after a certain amount of time with a certain strength that you can adjust. So when it detects first bomb, it summons this creeper named Killer Queen. When there's first bomb, you kill the first bomb so that it doesn't stay around, and then the creeper gets invisibility. Then over here, of course, first bomb also gets invisibility. And this is, there are others that are, fairly obvious. You got Purple Haze. I was a bit lazy and I didn't rename it, but if you hit this Lingering Potion of Harmony, you can just rename that like Virus Canister, whatever. And of course I'm in creative mode, but these would disappear from your inventory after having used them. And this could be quite fun. There's a lot you can do with this, like Tusk, I believe. Yeah, it's not currently equipped to my character, but like different things can be done fairly easily. This one, I can't show it as an example without changing all the names. Basically, if you wanted to change who's the user of the stand, you would replace all the usernames on all the command blocks. But whenever you throw the egg down, this is, while I'm explaining it, I can do that. When you throw the egg down, that says it's called Act 3. What it'll do is it'll give you blindness because, you're inside a pocket dimension. It'll give you invisibility for the same reason. You're going inside of the bullet hole. And it will, of course, kill itself so that it doesn't keep existing when it's not supposed to. Of course, over here we've got a squid spawn egg that gives you, so this is the activation mechanic. And of course it gives you a bow to shoot the fingernails with. Over here we've got tipped arrows that it gives you, basically when you place down an egg called herbs, because Johnny of course eats herbs to replace the nails, you get more like arrows, which are supposed to be nails. There's no Act 2 because it's quite an abstract concept, but I feel like this portrays well enough what his ability's like. So if I just press this button, I have herbs that I can, it looks like it's been activated twice. Don't want that to happen. In any case, I'll simply reset this, wait for that one to fizzle out, and then there you go. Place down the herbs, I get a handful of nails, shoot all of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would have been used up. The herbs on a cooldown, so that would replenish every time that goes around. Then of course we've got Act 3, basically does this to you, so it's difficult to shoot people far away, but you can move around without detected, or, difficult to detect, difficult to shoot, etc. Might be easier to show this one in survival mode. And of course I'm just showing the sort of the concepts. I'm not going to be giving any like copy-paste links because that's kind of lame. Just feel like this should give you a good idea of how to do this yourself. If you use that to go invisible, nails, pew, 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 pew. And then after the cooldown goes up, of course this was all made with White Album. Herbs. yeah, that's how this ability works. I'm picking this something up because I am not getting the... Oh, right, this one. This is to get back the... This is the recharge of... Yeah, back 3, but in any case, clear. That's not what I meant to do. This is how these work. Hopefully that clarified it for people who are asking. No, I will not be giving a world download because this has other things on it, such as my large door pathway that I'm just, personal stuff in the region in that direction. So sorry about that, but I hopefully this gave you an idea of how to do it yourself. And again, this is Java edition, so this is likely to not work on Bedrock, but it's possible that some of the same concepts still apply. In any case, that's all for now. Until next time, see ya.